Today on The World, time to exhale. We're leaving 2025 on a high note. I'm Carolyn Beeler.
And I'm Marco Werman. This hour, some of our favorite stories from the past year, like a running camp inspiring girls in Nairobi.
Some of them are really quiet, shy, they're not confident. And then in camp, we are you can be who you want to be.
And a musician who pushed his creative limits.
The life without sacrifice, without challenging, doesn't mean anything. So the most beautiful thing in the life is to be something to challenge us, to move us forward.
Plus, in Barcelona, a rave minus the drugs.
There are dancers everywhere, but nary a dilated pupil.
And still, the dance floor's hopping. We'll tell you why this New Year's Eve on The World. This is The World. I'm Carolyn Beeler.
And I'm Marco Werman. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody.
We're glad you're spending part of the day with us. Kenyan runner Mary Ngugi is one of the top global talents in the women's marathon. She also has her eyes on another goal, supporting Kenya's young women runners. The World's Bianca Hillier reported this story last spring as Ngugi prepared for one of road running's top competitions.
The Boston Marathon is always held on the third Monday in April, except in 2021. That year, the pandemic forced organizers to move the race to October. The fall date worked out for Mary Ngugi.
And there is Ngugi coming into third.
The Kenyan pro crossed the finish line in third and was later promoted to second after that year's winner was banned for doping. It's her best Boston finish to date. A couple of days after the race, while flying home to Kenya, Ngugi touched down for a layover and connected to Wi-Fi. That's when she saw the tragic news about her fellow Kenyan, Agnes Tirop.
Kenyan runner Agnes Tirop, a two-time world champion's bronze medalist, has died.
The 25-year-old world record holder had been stabbed to death. Police are treating her husband as the main suspect.
Tirop's husband was soon arrested and charged with her murder. He pled not guilty, but has yet to stand trial. Ngugi says the news shocked her.
I just could not believe it. And the way back home, it was just thoughts going in your head, thinking geez, how promising her life was.
Tirop had just represented Kenya at the Tokyo Olympics and was at the top of her game. Her murder brought attention to the country's longstanding problem with gender-based violence.
There's been history and there's been cases of where girls have been abused. Even if they're not abused, they're intimidated. They feel like they don't have a voice, like they're minor.
For Ngugi, Tirop's murder was the final straw.
And it dawned on me seriously something needs to be done to try and protect and help girls in Kenya.
Ngugi got to work, and in 2022, she launched Nala Track Club in central Kenya. A video on Ngugi's YouTube shows a group of young girls doing drills before a workout on the track. There's more than a dozen of them, aged 15 to 20, and they all live together in the camp house just a few minutes down the road from Ngugi's home.
They live there, and then in the morning, they go out for training, come back to camp, shower, have breakfast, go to school, and then from school, come back to camp. So camp is like home.
All of the girls have left their real homes and their families to pursue running. They run around 50 miles per week, and some of the girls even travel internationally to compete. Nike pays for all of it. Getting stronger and faster is a focus at Nala Track Club, but it's not everything. Nala is a Swahili word meaning queen and lioness, and Ngugi wants the girls to feel that way.
These girls, when they join us, some of them are really quiet. They don't want to speak. They're shy. They're not confident. And then in camp, we are you can be who you want to be. You can be confident. You can dance. They're happy. They're smiling. They're not afraid to say what they think or what they want.
Ngugi also makes sure the young athletes know they have options. If running doesn't work out, they can be a coach or a physical therapist or a photographer. Historically, Ngugi says, in Kenya, those have been men's jobs, not at Nala Track Club.
When I grew up, I didn't know a female coach. I was never coached by a female coach. And I think it's good for the girls to see women in power.
It's easy to imagine how the young athletes view Ngugi as a role model. She's one of their coaches, a mentor, and a mother figure. A recent Instagram post even shows Ngugi doing one girl's hair. But Ngugi says the admiration goes both ways, and she'll need their support to make it to the finish line of the Boston Marathon.
They'll be watching. They'll be watching me. Yeah, they're always watching me. I'm not just racing for myself, I'm racing for them as well.
Ngugi will toe the line in Boston next Monday, April 21st. For The World, I'm Bianca Hillier.
It turned out Ngugi finished in 11th place in Boston last spring. She said it was a tough day, but, quote, "One thing I insist of my girls at Nala Track Club and my daughter is that we don't give up." Case in point, she raced again this fall in Chicago, earning her personal best time in the marathon, 2 hours, 19 minutes, 25 seconds. Today on the show, we are listening back to some of our favorite stories from 2025, and tomorrow we're looking further back in time.
Yes, January 1st marks our 30th anniversary on the air. Hard to believe, but we've been at it for 3 decades, connecting you to people in places all around the world.
And you know how at birthday parties sometimes they say, don't bring a gift? Well, we do have a request. Please just send us a short note about what the world, this show, means to you. Head to our website, theworld.org, and click on the link in the banner. Your comments will inspire us as we head into 2026, and we might share your note on the air.
You're listening to The World.
This is The World. I'm Carolyn Beeler. In vitro fertilization, or IVF, was once a controversial procedure. Today, more than 1 in 50 babies in the U.S. is conceived through IVF. But reproductive science doesn't sit still. There are now new research frontiers that may prove even more controversial than IVF ever was. A lot of it is happening in East Asia, where birth rates are in freefall and governments are clamoring for solutions. From Bangkok, Patrick Nguyen reported this story last May.
In a lab in China, scientists are impregnating monkeys, not with embryos created naturally from a sperm and egg, but with a synthetic embryo they made themselves.
Right now, I think that we can culture the monkey embryos in vitro for up to 25 days. So it's about 3 weeks.
After 3 weeks, the monkey pregnancy fails, says Jun Wu, a prominent stem cell researcher who collaborates with these Chinese labs. He thinks eventually they will be able to bring baby monkeys to term. Wu has his own lab at UT Southwestern Medical Center in Texas, where he's making synthetic human embryos. But his research team is not trying to impregnate a person with their experiments.
In the case of human, we are not allowed to do that for ethical and technical reasons.
His synthetic embryos mimic blastocyst, a human embryo at about 6 days old. And get this, they are created from stem cells derived from the skin of a biological male. The things scientists can do in the realm of fertility and stem cells is getting more mind-blowing all the time. Perhaps most sensational are the achievements of Japanese geneticist Katsuyo Hayashi, known for creating mice with 2 biological dads, or moms.
They grow up, they eat the food, they mate, just like conventionally bred mice.
That's Dr. Hayashi showing off a photo of his experimental mice at a recent TED Talk.
And they can come from 2 fathers, 2 mothers, or perhaps other combinations. Thank you.
Wait, hold up. Other combinations? Yep, because this research is all about taking skin cells, then turning them into stem cells, which can grow into anything, a kidney, a sperm, an egg. So, it is theoretically possible to scrape skin from a single mammal, make some cells into eggs, other cells into sperm, and create a baby with only one biological parent. The possibilities are wild.
I think the question is, how do we advance the conversation to something that's more meaningful and less polarized and kind of scary?
Megan Muncy is a stem cell biologist with the Murdoch Children's Research Institute and the University of Melbourne. She prefers to focus less on the sci-fi stuff and more on the immediate benefits of this research. For example, scientists can create a zillion synthetic human embryos and run almost any test on them they like, with few restrictions.
These models are models. They're not embryos.
That's important because real human embryos are harder to come by. And in almost every country, there are limits on what experiments you can do on them. With synthetic embryos, scientists can run many types of tests and even test drugs on them, all to solve a vexing fertility mystery. Why does IVF so often fail, forcing would-be mothers to go through round after round of expensive, exhausting treatment?
Doing this kind of research may allow us to understand why we have such high embryo loss when we try to help people have babies with IVF.
But what about in the future trying to actually impregnate a human with a synthetic embryo, one created from a skin cell? Imagine infertile couples getting to make sperm and eggs and embryos with their own skin, or same-sex couples having biological children with both their DNA. Dr. Munsey says, as great as that sounds, experimenting with human life could create babies with painful disorders, and that's not humane.
Trying to create a pregnancy with these models, it should be banned.
In the US, UK, Australia, lots of countries, it is banned already. But stem cell research is blitzing ahead, much of it in countries such as Japan, where for every baby born, 2 people die. It's a national crisis. Countries like Japan, with dismal birth rates, may face more pressure to loosen rules on stem cell experimentation. Misao Fujita, a bioethicist with Kyoto University, says the time to start talking about this is now. According to Professor Fujita's research, about half of the Japanese public would accept synthetic sperm and eggs being used to create a child. That's pretty high for a procedure that's currently illegal. As for Dr. Jun Wu, the stem cell researcher in Texas, under Texas law, he can't come anywhere near human embryos.
But in China, though, it's more relaxed. So the government support this line of research.
China, too, is facing population decline. Beijing can pour loads of funding and brain power at fertility research. Dr. Wu says he knows of at least 8 or 9 Chinese labs making synthetic human embryos, and others running tests on monkeys. He is optimistic that one day scientists will use this technology to conceive a healthy human through synthetic sperm or eggs, a process called in vitro gametogenesis, or IVG.
Even though the ultimate goal is IVG to generate embryos, during the process, there's a lot more technologies can be developed that can benefit humankind.
Even if IVG never proves viable, Dr. Wu says if along the way his team can help IVF work better for couples, it would all be worth it. For The World, I'm Patrick Nguyen, Bangkok.
And that brings us to the end of our final show for 2025. The party does not stop here, though, because tomorrow is the world's 30th anniversary on the air. Take a second to drop us a virtual birthday card if you're so inspired. There's a link on our website, theworld.org.
The World is produced by GBH and PRX, broadcasting weekdays from the Nan and Bill Harris studio in Boston and from the Department of Communication at UC San Diego. I'm Marco Werman.
And I'm Carolyn Beeler. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
The World is supported by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. macfound.org. By the Lumina Foundation, committed to a fair, universal system for learning beyond high school that offers every American the chance for a better life. luminafoundation.org. And by FJC, a foundation of philanthropic funds serving the nonprofit sector with donor-advised funds, fiscal sponsorship, bridge lending, and more. FJC.org. The World's theme music is composed by Ned Porter. The World is a co-production of GBH Boston and PRX. More information at theworld.org.